Have you ever wondered how the military power and defense spending of the United States and Russia stack up against each other? Today, we're going to delve into this intriguing comparison, exploring the military might and spending habits of these two global powerhouses. Stay tuned as we dive into the numbers and facts. The United States and Russia, two global superpowers with formidable military capabilities. The United States, birthed in revolution and hardened by two world wars, has a military history as diverse as its landscape. Russia, on the other hand, has been a military titan since the days of the Tsars, its power amplified by the vastness of its territory. Today, both nations command forces that can alter the course of history. But how do these two powerhouses compare on paper and in practice? First, we turn our attention to the United States, a nation with a defense budget that dwarfs many others. The United States boasts a military machine that's truly awe-inspiring. It's a colossal force that's not just measured in its sheer size, but in the depth of its capabilities, the reach of its power, and the magnitude of its influence. Starting with the structure, the U.S. military is divided into 5 branches: the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard. Each of these branches operates with a high degree of autonomy, but they're all unified under the Department of Defense, ensuring a cohesive strategy and a shared vision. When it comes to personnel, the numbers are staggering. The United States maintains a standing military of over 1 million active duty personnel, with an additional 800,000 in reserve. This is a vast pool of well-trained, highly disciplined individuals ready to defend the nation at a moment's notice. But a military is more than just its people. It's also about equipment. The U.S. military possesses some of the most advanced and powerful weaponry in the world. From stealth bombers to nuclear submarines, from drones to aircraft carriers, the United States has a diverse arsenal that ensures its dominance in land, air, and sea combat scenarios. Now, providing for this massive military machine doesn't come cheap. The United States spends more on defense than any other country in the world. In fact, the American defense budget is larger than the next 7 countries combined, totaling around $700 billion annually. This immense investment fuels research and development, maintains equipment, trains personnel, and enables a global presence. However, it's not just about the dollars and cents or the tanks and jets. The true strength of the American military lies in its people, the men and women who dedicate themselves to serving and protecting their country. Their commitment, their courage, and their sacrifice are the heart and soul of this formidable force. This is the American military machine, a titan on the global stage. Now we shift our focus to Russia, a country with a rich military history and a formidable defense structure. Russia, a nation that has been a central figure on the global stage for centuries. Its military prowess is renowned and respected. Let's delve into the various facets that make up this formidable force. Firstly, let's consider the size of the Russian military. Russia boasts one of the largest military forces in the world, with over 1 million active personnel. This vast number is a testament to the nation's commitment to defense and its preparedness for any potential conflict. Next, let's discuss structure. The Russian military is divided into various branches, including the ground forces, aerospace forces, and the Navy, each with its unique role and responsibilities. This division of labor allows for effective and efficient defense operations. Now let's turn our attention to the capabilities of the Russian military. Russia is known for its advanced weaponry and equipment. Its arsenal includes state-of-the-art fighter jets, formidable tanks, and an impressive array of nuclear weapons. Russia's S-400 missile defense system, for instance, is considered one of the most advanced in the world. But it's not just about the size and capabilities, it's also about the financial investment. When it comes to defense spending, Russia is among the top in the world. In recent years, the nation has increased its defense budget significantly, investing heavily in modernizing its military and developing cutting-edge technology. However, it's important to note that while Russia's defense budget may not match that of the United States, it's not the size of the budget that matters, but how the funds are used. Russia has proven its ability to maximize its resources and deliver a potent military force. This is Russia's Red Bear, a force to be reckoned with. Its size, structure, and capabilities, combined with its significant defense spending, make it a formidable player on the global stage. Russia's military strength is a testament to its historical legacy, its commitment to defense, and its strategic approach to military operations. Having taken a closer look at both militaries, it's time to compare them directly. Let's start by examining the personnel. The United States boasts a total of about 1.3 million active duty troops, with close to 850,000 in reserve. Russia, on the other hand, has just under 1 million active duty troops, with approximately 2.5 million in reserve. While the US has more active duty troops, Russia's larger reserve force could potentially tip the scales in a prolonged conflict. Now let's turn our attention to equipment. The US military is known for its advanced technology and extensive arsenal, which includes about 6,000 tanks, 40,000 armored fighting vehicles, 13,000 aircraft, and 11 aircraft carriers. Russia, however, is not far behind. They have approximately 20,000 tanks, 50,000 armored fighting vehicles, 4,000 aircraft, and only one aircraft carrier. The numbers clearly show a Russian advantage in ground combat vehicles, while the US maintains air and sea superiority. Capabilities are a bit harder to compare directly, given the vast differences in geography, alliances, and strategic objectives. The US has a global reach, with military bases in over 70 countries and a navy that can project power across the world's oceans. Russia, however, has a more regional focus, with a strong emphasis on defending its vast territory and influencing its immediate neighbors. Yet, Russia's nuclear arsenal, estimated to be slightly larger than that of the US, is a significant factor that cannot be ignored. In terms of special forces, both countries have elite units renowned for their training and effectiveness. The US has the Navy SEALs and Delta Force, while Russia has the Spetsnaz and Alpha Group. These units, while small in number, can have a substantial impact on military operations. As we can see, both countries possess significant military power, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. The balance of power is complex and constantly shifting, influenced by a multitude of factors including technology, strategy, and geopolitics. It's a fascinating subject, and we'll delve deeper in our next segment, where we'll compare defense spending. Now let's turn our attention to defense spending. How do the budgets of these two superpowers compare? Defense spending is a critical aspect to consider when examining the military might of any nation. It gives us a glimpse into the resources that a country is willing to invest in its military capabilities. Let's dive right into the budgets of the United States and Russia. In the United States, the defense budget has been consistently high, reflecting the nation's commitment to maintaining its global military presence. In the fiscal year of 2023, the U.S. allocated a staggering $700 billion towards defense spending. This gargantuan budget is used to fund a wide range of areas, from personnel salaries to research and development of cutting-edge military technologies. In contrast, Russia's defense budget is significantly smaller. In 2023, Russia's defense spending was estimated to be around $61 billion. While this might seem modest in comparison to the US, it's essential to consider the difference in the cost of living and operational costs between the two nations. Russia's spending still allows it to maintain a robust military force. The allocation of these budgets also provides an interesting insight. The US spends a considerable portion of its budget on personnel and operations, while a significant chunk is also dedicated to research and development. This investment in innovation ensures that the US military remains at the forefront of technological advancements. On the other hand, Russia's spending is more concentrated on procurement and maintenance of its current military hardware. This focus has allowed Russia to maintain a large and formidable armed force, despite its comparatively smaller budget. In summary, while the US has a significantly larger defense budget, both nations allocate their resources in ways that best serve their strategic interests. The US invests heavily in innovation and maintaining a global presence, while Russia focuses on maintaining its existing military hardware. A deep dive into these numbers reveals a lot about the priorities and strategies of these superpowers. It's not just about who spends more, but how and where that money is spent. The numbers tell a story of two nations investing heavily in their military capabilities. In conclusion, both the United States and Russia are military superpowers, each with its own strengths and strategies. The United States, with its larger defense budget, has been able to invest heavily in technological advancements, giving it an edge in areas like intelligence gathering and precision strikes. On the other hand, Russia's military might lies in its vast arsenal of conventional weapons and its strategic geographical position. Despite a smaller defense budget, Russia has managed to maintain a formidable standing army and a significant nuclear capability. Both nations have shown a commitment to maintaining and upgrading their military capabilities, each playing to their own strengths. Where the United States leverages its wealth to push the boundaries of military technology, Russia capitalizes on its geographic advantages and history of military innovation. It's clear that the balance of power isn't solely determined by the size of the defense budget or the number of soldiers. It also hinges on factors like technological superiority, geographic strategy, and the readiness to use these assets when necessary. As we have seen, the balance of power is not just about numbers, but also about strategy, technology, and the will to use them.